Ifan Richards, welcome. Nice to see you. Stream is going to start in a few seconds. I'm just getting set up. Having the two channels back to back does make it a little bit tricky to get everything done on time, but we shall be going in momentarily. Okay, so you should have the stream live. So tonight we find ourselves in the survival stream that we discussed a little while ago. Kind of going to set the scene as to where we're at. We're stranded in a foreign country. We're in Italy at the moment, in La Coronella, and yeah. So the story so far is that I got invited out by an uncle to come and farm with him. Try something new. Get into a little bit of a different space. And unfortunately, when I got here in February of 2020, I started working for my uncle, and we set up a plan to go and develop our farm and everything. And yeah, coronavirus hit us. So now I am stuck in Italy, and there's no way I can get away at any time soon. Everything's locked down. The airports are all closed. People are not even talking to each other, let alone traveling around. And yeah, this scary time puts us just in a little bit of a funny position. My uncle's promised to help where he can, but I've got literally nothing to my name. The money that I've got at the moment is all money that is just a loan from my uncle, and I need to actually get that repaid. And once that's all gone, then we're going to have, I think, 100 euros to our name. So we've got a couple of things we need to wait for, and I'm just going to make a quick change. Because we're a live stream, I can't actually go and speed up time or anything like that. So I have to do things by flipping right from the screen. So bear with me 1 second. This is really a completely new space for me, so bear with me while I figure out some of the items. Okay, money sorted out, and there we are, back to where we need to be. So I've repaid the money, transferred it back to my uncle again, and we've got 100 euros to our name. Now the reason why I'm running around in this field in this yard here, is because these gates don't open until 9 o'clock, and there's some very strict curfews that have been put in place because of the whole virus that's around. You're not allowed working after dark. There is a curfew. In summer it is, I think, 8 p.m, and in winter it goes as early as 5. So you can't move around then, and you can't be operating before sun up either. So as much as farming does require that a lot of the times, we're kind of just stuck with what we've got. So just to show you what I've got at the moment, we have got on loan the property that we're on at the moment, which is, we've got a home, and there's a silo, and there's a chicken pen or a chicken run. However, that is not ours, and we cannot use any of that. We're just living in the house at the moment. The shop is just off to the side. We own this piece of property over here, or at least our uncle owns this piece of property over here, and our primary job is to go and clear a space and make this an arable piece of land. Anything we need, we have to go and buy from the profits that we make on the property itself. So if we don't make the money, we're not going to be able to feed ourselves. We're not going to be able to carry on going. So it is a little bit slow. It will take a little bit of time, and I'm sure we'll get to where we need to be pretty quickly. What I am going to do, just so that I don't bore people with this vlog and go over stuff that's a bit tedious and really boring, I am going to work on the repetitive stuff. If I'm going to be harvesting any wood or plowing fields or anything of that nature, I will do that between vlogs. So I'll take you for tours, I'll show you what I'm doing, tell you the story. There we go, gates are open. Tell you the story of what's going on, and then once I'm in a position that I can go and do those repetitive tasks, I'll basically end the stream, and between streams I'll go and do all that work. Much like you get with any of the farmer streams that you get around, the Welker boys and that kind of thing. You're not going to sit there watching them do their job all day, every day. So, right, let's go and have a look at our farm. Or at least where we're staying, and then the farm. Wow, gotta get used to this little vehicle. Don't drive into people. There we go. And I've got to get used to driving on the right hand side of the road. This is the wrong side of the road as far as I'm concerned. If you're in the UK or in South Africa, you drive on the left. Alrighty, so I have got the Mahindra, I've got a chainsaw, and I've got a chipper, which we're paying €100 a day for, which my uncle has put in place, but left us to pay the daily bill. So he's paid the big deposit amount, and we have to pay the daily bill. So here's my storage. I've popped up the wrong side. So let's just go around the other side of the farm. There we go. So the place we're staying in is actually named La Coronella. A simple little place. Got a kitchen, got a lounge, got a bedroom, and that's an interesting little twist. I guess I'm going to be bathing in the basin. There's no bathroom. Maybe there's an outhouse. Let's go and have a look around. There's a gas cooker. At least we can do a little bit of entertaining. But yeah, I'm going to have to go and shower by the neighbors. We've got some gardening equipment, some paint, some tools, a grinder, drilling machine, a ladder. Maybe we have to build our own bathroom. Alright, so that's what we got over there. So driving off to the field. So we can park our vehicles here, whatever we've got, but we are not able to use any of the other tools that are here. If we buy the property, we can. If we want to maybe use the silo, we would have to pay for the usage and pay for storage, and that could get pretty expensive pretty quickly. So I'm thinking that we're going to try and sell as quickly as we get stuff in, not store until we can actually buy our own homestead and go from there. Most important thing is, this is not ours. We don't own anything at the moment. We're kind of hoping that everything works out well with my uncle, and that he can, maybe sell us a piece of land, or maybe we can develop the land with him and get to a point where we're, covering bills and feeding ourselves and doing everything we need to do. Alrighty, so let's go have a look at the field we got to look after and get that chopped up, and we'll just have to work on carting all of this stuff back and forth. So I think, let's go watch for vehicles. I think we are on this field to the right. We just got to go around and go across the bridge. So I hope we don't get any fines. We can't afford any. So yeah, in the normal game mode you would have things like loans and that kind of thing, but unfortunately, because I'm in a foreign country, and no one knows me and I have no credit record here, I cannot make any form of loan as yet, so I have to pay cash for everything. And if my costs exceed my bank balance, my uncle has pretty much guaranteed a small amount for me. That small amount being $100. So I can't spend it unless I've got an issue. But if I were to overnight, dip into the additional costs, then he would cover that for me. This is actually quite pretty over here. Huh, that's actually driven past the machine, I think. Let's see where they put it down. No. I can't find where he told me the chipper is going to be. Oh, okay, now I remember where he put it. They've actually put it into my yard. So the chipper is going to be in this yard over here on lease. So I should find that around about here. If we can get through all the millions of different items. The other thing is we cannot jump between vehicles. There's no tabbing. We need to travel by foot if we need to, and that's why we have the Mahindra that allows us to get around. But there's no jumping between vehicles, so each vehicle needs to be driven down and put in place as needed. However, we do have the advantage of a driver every now and then in the form of our uncle, that he's not going to charge me for it, but I suppose there will be a point where he's going to get a little bit fed up if he has to follow us around. So with any luck, we can get away with some costs that we don't need to cover there. And I have managed to find myself everywhere except where I need to be. Alrighty, there we go, main road. Okay, at least I found another way around to get to the property. So we don't have any means to go and perform any contracts. There are some contracts available for us to go and do. However, there is, because of the lockdown and because of all the events that are going on at the moment, no one's prepared to provide the equipment. You have to actually bring everything yourself, which does put me in a position where, although I can get a large contract, I don't have the equipment to go and do that. So we might, let's not have an accident, we might get to a point where my uncle can bankroll us for a little bit just to lease a piece of equipment, but it has to be worthwhile for him as well as for us. Okay. Any luck, we should, let's go through the bush here. Let's go and see what's happening in the forest. Wow. Steering on this thing is very sensitive. You get car sick driving it. Alrighty, so if I'm not mistaken, it was put down just next to this wall. There we go. Drove right past it the last time we were here. Okay, so we've got a place to go and drop our wood, because that's the only means of income we've got at the moment. And yeah, I'm going to chop some wood. Idea is that we want to go and get enough money to buy a trailer. I believe there's a trailer that's available for about £6,000 or euros at least, and that trailer will allow us to hook it behind the Mahindra, or at least I'm hoping. I don't want to go and buy a piece of equipment and it doesn't work. That would be kind of embarrassing. And yeah, we've got to try and get as much money as we can before sundown, so we can get some food and everything else we need. So let's go stick to this side. Wow, this thing steering is very sensitive. So, I'm an African stuck in Italy, don't speak the language, don't understand what's going on around me. Everything I do is very much hand gestures and, you know, just kind of figuring out how to do things as I go. So, excuse me if I go and butcher the Italian language, because I've got to learn a few words. So I've got to figure out how to communicate with my neighbors, and hopefully that way I can at least keep myself going, not lose my mind, and go from there. Okay, so this Mahindra is a small vehicle, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get a lot of wood on there, but maybe 5 or 6 pieces to stack it nicely. Okay. Oh, that's not great. No mirrors and no reverse. Okay, let's see. Open the tailgate and back up a little bit more. There we go. Just hope I don't have to cut these super small. Ah, okay, great. So it doesn't have to be these tiny little logs. Let's hope the Mahindra can handle it. I don't think I can make them much bigger than this. It's going to stick out the back of the Mahindra anyway. Wow, these are quite large. This will be kind of bad if I can only get 3 logs in. I need to get a handle on my logs. I can probably do one more, meaning I can do 2 more. Alrighty, that's not bad. Let's hope the Mahindra can handle the load. I did give this a try a little bit earlier with another tree that I cut down. That's where the €100 came from. It wasn't just money that magically appeared. And I overloaded a little bit. So the little Mahindra just did a little bit of a wheelie and it sat there. So it wasn't going to go anywhere. And it was already unstable as it was. Now I've just made it even more unstable. Lovely. I'm not quite sure where I'm getting this drain from, but there's a little bit of a expense going through. It looks like €3 an hour. Whoa, oof, almost killed a pedestrian. So I've got to go find what that cost is and then go and plug that hole if I can. Hopefully it's something I can sell or get rid of, or it's something that has value to me. But my uncle's left me in like a pretty weird position where he was here up until about 2 weeks ago, and then he just disappeared. He didn't say anything. He just said, he'll be back, and he went to the far north of Italy to go and sort something out, and I haven't seen him since. So I've just taken the initiative to try and start maintaining things and keep myself going. And hopefully when he gets back, I've made some money, and maybe he can put a little bit of money in and we can buy a field for arable land. But we'll only know what's going on once he gets back. Wow, this little Mahindra doesn't like this load on the back. Very pretty area, this. Nice and hilly, but without being ridiculous. It's you don't have these 1 mile long climbs trying to get to anything. Alrighty, first load coming in. I need a trailer. This little thing just isn't going to handle this job for too long. $73, 73 euros a piece of wood. That's not too bad. I can live with that. So what I'm going to do to make this as efficient as possible, because I'm going to do the majority of this kind of offline, I want to go and cut a whole bunch of trees down, and then just take the very thickest part of the base, and then go and come across and sell that. But first I want to go and see what it's going to cost us to get a trailer and what trailers we've got to have available. I think I saw one for 3,200, new trailer. Hopefully we can get it. So 500 euros, we just made 418, so the numbers are not too terrible. Let's just not roll the Mahindra, can't afford any repairs now. Don't run over anybody. Alrighty. There we go. Here's the shop. Let's just go and have a look and see what that's quite nice as an ATM. Too well as is, but maybe there's something else that works. Okay, so we've got a multi-purpose tipper. This is 2,000 less. That's not too bad. And it's got 8-ton tipper, 8-ton, okay, with the backup. 10.5 tipper, so that we can upgrade with the top. That's great. 13 tons. Okay, so these are all upgradable. Then we've even got a bale, you know, conventional bales. I don't think we have a conventional baler though. And small bale trailer, medium, and no sidewalls. Great, easy for loading. No back and no sides. This is great for logs. So 6,000 euros for that. We don't need to worry about tires or anything. We're not going to do anything fancy, but it is nice the fact that we can go and get all these different trailers, and you know, that's modifiable. So let's see. It's just got a cover on it, but it's not showing the load capacity. Yeah, 13,000 liters. So that one with just the cover on doesn't have a load. We can use the 8-ton tipper. It's going to cost us 6,000, and we can still throw wood in the back here. So this can be a bit more multi-purpose. Okay, that's great. So 6,000 is the target. I did see another set of trailers here. 3,500 for this TLX, but this is actually for the TLX vehicles. So 8,000 liters, that's not too bad. We don't need sport wheels. 5,500 euros for the extended version, so 3.5. This is not too bad, and the hitch is just a normal hook. That, however, is for this 82s or 82S single cab, and that's 28,000. That's not too bad, because we can actually go and buy different bodies for it, and you can go and change to whatever you want, and we can put in more powerful motors. So this can actually be hauling vehicles around for us. So that's not a bad vehicle to go with. 30,200. And then we've got in the under this section over here, these are all the bodies for that. So that's maybe not a bad idea to go and get that vehicle with these bodies. Okay, that sounds good. Alrighty, let's go and see what we can do about making a little bit of money, and go harvest some grain. Harvest some wood, not grain. Wow. Really good. You get used to the steering. This is very sharp. The brakes are not that great, so you've got no terrible steering and very little brakes. Right, a few trips with that. If I'm looking at nearly 400 and what did we do there? 515, 417, 418 for a small load. Well, load like that, I can maybe get one extra log in, so we can maybe do 500 a trip. Get the trailer back this way, and then we can do a possibly, if we can get the load right, we can do maybe 1,000 or 1,500 a trip, pay the trailer off, and then get on to the next loads. So, let's see. We only want the thick stuff. Or we can cut this a little bit longer. Maybe it sticks out a bit. And see how it goes. And then we'll come, once we've got a vehicle that's got a front loader on it, we can come and grab these logs and put them onto a trailer and load them. So we're cleaning up our mess and we're getting the maximum yield out of the loads we're running. That'll work. Alrighty. So, Mr. Richards, how are you with the survival idea so far? Wow, okay, that's fun. I think I can put one more in. 6 logs, maybe not a full-size log. I just hope it doesn't tilt back. We might have to toss this one log. Righty, let's see how we go. Let's back it up. Do not flip up onto your back wheel. I know you're not made for this job, but you'll have to just survive. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have a problem with stability if we drive too fast, so I'm going to get us down to 22, maybe 25. There we go. That seems to be stable. So let's see what's in the area. So there's a factory. A Spanish, Portuguese, Spanish? What flag is that? That's Spanish, I think. So what is a Spanish flag doing in an Italian town? Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Are we having... No, latency is fine. Wow, okay, there we go. Let's go do that. Okay, indicators and all. Ooh, that's very unstable. Whoa! Alright, that's what I was worried about. Nice. Steering is not obviously not doing anything for us, but we just want to get around this tree, which is not making life any easier for us. Alright. There we go. Great. Let's just back it up. Let's not upset the neighbors by driving in reverse down their roads. Fortunately, we were right on our field when it happened, so don't worry, little Mahindra, you'll only be abused for at least another 5 hours. Alrighty. Come on. There we go. The log that broke the Mahindra's back. $51. There we go. Getting about 80-ish a log here, if you look at an average. Yeah, 80, 82 kind of range if we look at them collectively. So that was another 460, 470. So that's not too terrible. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is actually go and do a lot of the log collection, and we'll catch up with the stream again next week. Oh, on Saturday. Hopefully by Saturday I have moved enough logs to be able to buy a trailer, and I will start the stream, the next vlog, with a little bit of a time lapse of what I've done now, so that we don't run into a whole lot of tedious stuff while we're building the basics of the farm. It's going to take some time, but we'll be fine. Alright, so a few more minutes and then I'll be on my way. I went down the wrong road. Lovely. No, I don't. Yes, I did. Okay, well, I'm seeing new parts of the map. Be interesting if the NPCs are actually interactive in any new version of the game. That would be pretty cool. So that was the long way around, but neat enough, I suppose. And I am coming in wrong part of the field. Where did I mess that up? Where's my logs? It's on this far side. Okay, there we go. Just on the wrong side of the river. Okay, so we're going to stack the wood over there. Okay, I'm going to put you off for a while, and we're going to just chop a stack of logs and get them all stacked up nice and neat, and chop them up, take the premium size ones, go and sell them, get up to my 3,200 that I need right now, and get a trailer, get that moved, and then hopefully get up to a nice high value nice and quickly. We obviously want to make some money before it's dark, but we're also got to be aware that we don't have unlimited resources. Oh, okay. You do your thing. Okay, so I'll use this stump over here to stop everything from rolling away, because that is a little bit of an incline. So I'm just waiting to hear from my uncle. He said he would give me a call around midday today. Just need to see what's going on. I don't even think I have my passport. I think he has everything with him still. So, it's a bit daunting. I'm not afraid of anything, but being in a foreign country when you know no one and you have nothing is a bit of an experience. Alright, so I think once I've done about 3 or 4 trees, I'll call it quits and get some lunch, and maybe go and see if we can do something about the lack of a bathroom and shower in our accommodation. Maybe we can get a better place. After all, I'm pretty sure I will get a bill for it, so if I'm going to pay for it, make sure it's at least giving us the right stuff. Pretty decent. Okay, let's see if we can pick this one up. No, you're too big. Right, so this fella can go over here. Now I'm gonna wonder if I lease the trailer instead. I'm sure if I can lease it for 900. I could lease it and bring enough logs back to pay it off almost in the first go. Pay off the lease in the first go, and then I do a few more trips after that, and then I will have enough to cover buying the trailer. Maybe that's an approach. I can't make any loans, but leasing shouldn't be an issue. Oops, I just dropped it on top of my Mahindra. Hopefully that doesn't come out of the deposit. This was a little bit of a smaller tree, but I'm sure we can get this sorted out. So now the other thing is we need to decide how this land's going to be structured, because this is pretty much a pathway. We can rip everything up, but are we going to build a farm on this side? Maybe that can become our homestead. So maybe that can be the farm itself. we don't need much there. We just need to store a few vehicles and maybe put in some storage. Storage can come down at the bottom here. The house can be at the top. I'm sure we can do something like that. My nice neat stack of wood is now no longer. Alrighty. Right. Oh, that's a nice big fella. That's the type of tree that will be 2,000 euros on its own. Alrighty, 12:10. How the time flies. Let's see if my uncle's called at all yet. Alrighty, give me a second. I will return now. I just want to see if my uncle has contacted me at all. Hello? Yes, I'm looking for my uncle Paulo. Alright. No, that can't be. No, he wouldn't do anything like that. And that's crazy. Alright, okay, so hold on. But I found his number. How did I get hold of you? Oh, I see. Okay, so you're his lawyer. Okay. All right. Well, that is a little bit tricky. So what do I do? Is there anything I can help with? No. All right. What about where I'm at? I mean, everything that I'm got here is all my uncle's. All right. So, and the land. All right. So I've got 6 months. Well, okay. You expect that to be the. Okay, so it's going to be in court for 6 months. Wow, that's a lot to take in. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Giorgio. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I will. I'll contact you again and just, we can just iron out whatever we need to iron out. He's got a lot of my stuff, and I can't go anywhere without that stuff. So I'm going to have to wait until you give me an idea of when I can come and see him. All right. All right. Really, anything that I can do. I mean, he's helped me out, so safest to just keep a distance at the moment. All right. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. I will. Yeah, I'll come. I'll come back to you. All right. All right. Thank you. Well, that was an interesting conversation. I phoned my uncle and got his lawyer. My uncle is in prison, or at least waiting to go into prison. He's been arrested for fraud. So I can't confirm or anything. I mean, I don't know my uncle too well, but family is never, has always said the most positive things about Uncle Paolo, and I'm just hoping this is all a mix-up. But Giorgio, his attorney, has told me that nothing can change or happen until the first court date has been dealt with, which is in 6 months' time. So he's pretty much in prison until then, and the properties that he's got are going to stay in place until we understand, the extent of what's going on. So it could be a thing of in 6 months' time I have to give everything up and leave, or 6 months' time he's out and cleared of all charges, and life goes back to normal. So yeah, this is this is an interesting place to be. So I'm going to carry on here. Like I said earlier, I don't have a passport. Other than the place I'm staying in at the moment, I've got a chainsaw and a Mahindra and a piece of unworked property that does not belong to me. And I've got 970 euros in my account that technically 50% of belongs to my uncle. Depending on what happens, I might need to pay that in to help cover legal fees. I'm not sure. So I'll know in maybe in a month or two's time. But until then, there's absolutely nothing I can do except survive. Well, I hope I can. I hope I can make ends meet. Let's see how things go. I think for now I'm going to just carry on chopping some of this timber, and I just kind of absorb what's happening around me. So I'll post a new vlog sometime in the next few days, and hopefully by then I've caught up and I've done everything I need to do. I've got maybe a bit of a better vehicle, maybe got some better insights as to what's happening with my uncle, but I'm not expecting to see anything happen there anytime soon. So yeah, I guess wish me luck. Oh, thank you for watching. Hi, Ifan. I hope you caught the bit with my uncle. Yeah, things have gone a little bit pear-shaped. So I'm gonna see how things go, but hopefully my time in Italy isn't a complete bust. We'll see how it goes. So hopefully you can join me on my next stream. Yeah, then we'll figure out what's going on with Uncle Paolo. So yeah, good night for now, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.